नमस्ते, मैं डॉक्टर सुधा सैनी। आई एम ए कंसल्टेंट पीडियाट्रिशियन एट अपोलो हॉस्पिटल्स नोएडा। आज हम बात करेंगे कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री फीडिंग के बारे में और उससे रिलेटेड जो हमारे पेरेंट्स जो हम रोज देखते हैं उनके जो कंसर्न्स रहते हैं, उनके जो क्वेश्चंस रहते हैं, उनको हम वन बाय वन आज डिस्कस करेंगे। तो कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री फीडिंग is basically the feeding the food. It is the introduction of food, semi solid food at the right age. अब हम इस वर्ड में अपने आप में एक सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी होता है कि इट कॉम्प्लीमेंट्स द ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग दैट द बेबी इज यूज्ड टू. Now, a little recap of how a newborn is fed. So, for the first 6 months of life, हम एक बेबी को मदर्स मिल्क देते हैं एंड उसके अलावा उस बच्चे को पानी या किसी और फूड की बिल्कुल जरूरत नहीं होती. जब बच्चा 6 मंथ्स के हो जाते हैं तो उनकी न्यूट्रिशनल रिक्वायरमेंट्स बढ़ जाती हैं एंड उससे हमें एडिशनल कैलोरीज एंड एडिशनल न्यूट्रिशन की जरूरत होती है, जिसको हम बोलते हैं उस इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ एडिशनल फूड at the right age is complementary feeding. It, as we said, it complements the breast milk nutrition for the baby. Now, जैसे कि हम बच्चों को दे रहे हैं तो दूध हम माँ का देते रहेंगे, लेकिन हम एड ऑन करेंगे कुछ सर्टन आर्टिकल्स इन द डाइट ऑफ द बेबी. अक्सर ये 6 मंथ्स तक इसलिए होता है कि 6 महीने के बच्चा जो है थोड़ा माइलस्टोन्स वाइज डेवलपमेंटली रेडी हो जाते हैं, जिनको हम उसको बिठाकर खिला सकते हैं. तो रेडीनेस इन अ बेबी कैन बी नोन बाय द पेरेंट्स बाय ऑब्जर्विंग सर्टन साइंस. जैसे कि बच्चा, आपको पेरेंट्स अगर खा रहे हैं, घर में जो भी लोग खा रहे हैं उसको बच्चा देख रहा है इंटरेस्ट से कि क्या खाया है, प्लेट की तरफ देखते हैं, मुंह की तरफ देखते हैं, या कई बार बच्चे मुंह भी चलाते हैं. दिस मीन्स द बेबी इज गिविंग सिग्नल्स दैट ही इज रेडी फॉर हैविंग फूड. The other thing is baby shows a lot of interest in the utensils also. So ये सब कुछ signals होते हैं which tells us the readiness for the baby to be given foods. Health wise अगर हम कहें तो breast milk is obviously going to continue for almost first 2 years of age. So breastfeeding हमारा है, but it doesn't become till first 6 months it is the sole source of nutrition. और 6 महीने के बाद हमें एक्स्ट्रा जो फूड आइटम्स हैं वो इंट्रोड्यूस करने हैं. अब हम किस तरीके से इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे वो हम डिस्कस करेंगे. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, ऑफ कोर्स वी हैव 2 milestones. One is around 6 months of age. The second is the baby is showing readiness for accepting solid food. तो अब हम ये चीजें जो हम खाने की चीजें हैं वो हम कैसे क्या क्या इंट्रोड्यूस करते हैं, वो होती हैं डिसाइडेड बाय वेयर द फैमिली लिव्स. क्योंकि हर जगह हम देखें कि हर घर घर में थोड़ा फर्क होता है डाइट का. तो वी ऑलवेज टेल आवर पेरेंट्स दैट रिमेंबर द बेसिक प्रिंसिपल इज कि जो हम खाना खिलाते हैं वो हमेशा लोकली अवेलेबल होना चाहिए. यानी कि जो फैमिली खाती है एंड व्हाट इज द स्टेपल फूड फॉर द फैमिली, जो आप रेगुलर डे टू डे बेसिस पे खाते हैं, वही बच्चे को हमें इंट्रोड्यूस करना है. मेजर कंटेंट विल बी लाइक दैट. नाउ स्टेपल फूड्स क्या होते हैं, जैसे कि प्रीडोमिनेंटली जो वो फूड आर्टिकल जो कि बड़ी कन्वीनियंटली और कॉमनली यूज होता है किसी भी एरिया में. सपोज आप इंडिया में नॉर्थ इंडिया ले या साउथ इंडिया ले, तो स्टेपल फूड नॉर्थ इंडिया के लिए रहेगा प्रीडोमिनेंटली कि अनाज, हम ग्रेन्स खाते हैं जो कि गेहूं होता है. अगर हम साउथ इंडिया की बात करें तो प्रीडोमिनेंटली इट विल बी अ राइस बेस्ड डाइट. सो दीज आर बोथ नॉर्मल एंड एब्सोल्युटली एक्सेप्टेबल. तो जिस भी एरिया में आप रहें उसके हिसाब से आप मेन एक स्टेपल फूड हम यूज करेंगे विच इज बेसिकली द मेन कंटेंट. अच्छा, उसके अलावा जो हमें देना होता है, वी विल एड ऑन फ्यू आर्टिकल्स टू दैट स्टेपल फूड सो दैट इट इंक्रीजेस द न्यूट्रिशनल कंटेंट. यानी कि हम डाइवर्सिफाई करेंगे स्टेपल फूड में और चीजें डालने के लिए. क्योंकि हमें जो न्यूट्रिशन देना है वो हमारा बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है कि थोड़ा अमाउंट में भी न्यूट्रिशनली रिच होना चाहिए. तो इसमें ताकि जो हम खाना दे रहे हैं वो एक कंप्लीट फूड हो. नाउ कंप्लीट फूड का मतलब होता है कि जिसमें विटामिन्स, मिनरल्स अलॉन्ग विद प्रोटीन्स, कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स एंड फैट, ये सारी ही चीजें एकदम सही अमाउंट में हो, सही प्रोपोर्शन में हो और ये हम बच्चे को रेगुलरली दे सके. सो दिस इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड अ बैलेंस्ड फूड एंड फॉर टू अचीव दिस, क्योंकि एक पर्टिकुलर फूड आइटम में ये सब चीजें नहीं हो सकती. तो हम क्या करते हैं, हम एक स्टेपल फूड लेके उसमें मल्टीपल चीजें ऐड करते हैं सो दैट इन कॉम्बिनेशन इट बिकम्स अ बैलेंस्ड मील फॉर द बेबी. नाउ वी ऑल्सो नीड टू सी दैट बेबी जो हमारा है उसको हमें पहले हम बात करेंगे कि हमें देना क्या है. So we will, and then we will briefly discuss how to prepare it, and then we will discuss how to introduce it to the baby, right? तो हमें जो खाना देना है, हमारे पास मेजरली ना 7 कैटेगरीज होती हैं खाने की. जैसे कि हमारी ग्रेन्स होगी, विच इज ऑलवेज आर स्टेपल फूड. फिर होती हैं लेग्यूम्स एंड नट्स. लेग्यूम्स होती हैं बेसिकली पल्सेस, दालें जो हम कॉमनली इंडिया में अक्सर यूज करते हैं. एंड नट्स आर, इट कुड बी ड्राई फ्रूट्स एज वेल एज रेगुलर जो पीनट्स हो गया, ऐसी वाली चीजें. अदरवाइज हमारे पास होती हैं फ्रेश फ्रूट्स एंड वेजिटेबल्स जो सीजन में है. ठीक है. एंड फिर वी हैव डेयरी प्रोडक्ट्स विच कैन बी मिल्क एंड मिल्क प्रोडक्ट्स. ऑल्सो वी हैव एग्स एंड वी हैव ऑल्सो नॉन वेज विच इज फ्लैश फूड. तो ये हमारी कुछ 6-7 कैटेगरीज ऑफ फूड्स होती हैं जिनसे हम कॉम्बिनेशंस बनाते हैं. सो जनरली एक हम जो बैलेंस मील के लिए उसमें हमें क्या रहना चाहिए, वी शुड हैव 4 आइटम्स. Now those 4 items, one is going to be staple food, जो कि हमारा राइस, wheat और millets हो सकता है, right? The second item which we can add to that is either fresh fruits or vegetables, or we can add a dal to it, or we can add a dairy product to it. So this will complete and give it a balanced meal proportion. जैसे कि अगर मैं आपको एक टिपिकल नॉर्थ इंडियन या हम साउथ इंडियन की बात करें, या मेजरली इट विल कवर अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. लेट मी जस्ट गिव अ फ्यू एग्जांपल्स. जैसे कि हमने सपोज खीर बनाया, तो खीर हम बनाएंगे, चावल लेंगे, वी विल टेक ऑलमोस्ट 60 to 80% ऑफ राइस. वी कैन एड दिस टू मिल्क. जो अच्छा, विच इज वेरी वन अनदर वेरी कॉमन क्वेश्चन इज कि मिल्क कौन सा यूज करना है एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, या डेयरी प्रोडक्ट कौन से यूज करने हैं. सो डेयरी प्रोडक्ट्स जो घर में मिल्क आ रहा है, इट कुड बी योर रेगुलर ब्रांडेड पैकेज मिल्क विच इज पैस्चराइज्ड, और इट कुड बी अ डेयरी मिल्क नियर बाय डेयरी से जो प्रोक्योर कर रही है फैमिली. बट इवेंचुअली इट शुड बी द मिल्क विच इज अवेलेबल इन द हाउस. That goes for curd also. So whatever is available in the family, that can be taken up. There is absolutely no need to use milk which is formula, or to express breast milk and then use it for cooking. So this is not needed. Whatever is available in the house, that can be taken up. तो सपोज हमने खीर लिया, वी विल टेक 60 to 80% ऑफ राइस, एंड देन वी टेक 20 to 40% ऑफ मिल्क. वी मेक अ खीरा और अ पायसम आउट ऑफ इट. नाउ व्हेन इट इज कुकिंग, वी कैन ऑल्सो एड अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ नट्स टू इट. Just a few, just like in adults, just like little pinch of nuts. We cook it, and this is one preparation. Or we can have rice and dal, which can be cooked separately or together as khichdi. We can also have a fulka. We can have it soaked in milk or in curd or in a dal. We can also have suji or dalia cooked with either milk, or it can be cooked with dal as well. Also, we will we can add on the nutritional content by adding either something which is a little sweet. We can add a fruit, fresh fruit, whatever is in season, to the meal, or we can add a fresh vegetable, whatever is in the season, for a salt or a little salty flavored meal. So these are the things we combine. Majorly we are combining a staple food, a grain, or a pulse, or a dal, or a dairy product, which could be either milk or curd. Right. So we take these components, and like in South India, we have idli and dosa batter. So we remember idli and dosa is all 60 to 80% rice, 20 to 40% of pulse, and we add it on to a sambar, which is eventually nothing but a dal and a vegetable mixture. So all in all, remember, every place traditional foods majorly will be covering whatever we want to convey. So remember, instinctively जो हमारे ancestors ने खाया, that is always good for our children. So I have had a lot of mothers asking कि मैम आप एक menu card बना के दे दो. So that doesn't really work, because it is not just a diet plan or a menu card. It is basically whatever you are eating. Majorly, if you take out food from that and give to the baby, it will be 99%. It will be absolutely good and nutritious for the baby. So these are the options. Apart from that, what we will do is, initially I'll just tell a few briefly about how to process it further. So we have the meal ready, the components are as we discussed. Now we will blend it in the blender. Remember, when we introduce food at around 6 months, the baby is only on liquid diet, and the baby will be able to swallow food because the baby has been swallowing milk. So we will blend it in the blender, and we will sieve it with a soup strainer also, so that there's no lump or peel of the meal, because that can cause a choking kind of a feeling for the baby. So we completely blend it, and then we offer it to the baby. We will come to that part later on. The other thing is, with increasing age, we start with this, and then with increasing age, we will move on and increase the texture and the coarseness of the food that we are offering. So, by around 6 to 8 months, we'll keep giving a blended, completely pureed food, which is something like a dripping consistency, something like honey, not too thick, not too watery. So that is the right consistency, so that when it sticks to the spoon a little bit and trickles down when you hold it a little on the slant. So this is the right consistency to begin with. And gradually, as per the child's increasing age, we will increase the texture of the food that we are giving to the baby. We will make it a little coarse. We will grind it a little coarsely. And when the baby is used to taking that and swallowing it, because by around 8 to 9 months, the child starts biting on the upper and lower jaw and moving it with the tongue from side to side. So around that time, we can start introducing more texture. We can grind it coarsely. Once the baby is used to that, we will start mashing it with the back of a spoon and then offer it to the baby. So by around reaching around 12 months of age, the baby should ideally get the texture that we as adults have, which is completely whole food, maybe softened up a little bit, but completely whole food. So this is the requirement by, so in a period of 6 months, from 6 months, we are giving completely pureed food. We go to a complete normal food by 12 months. And gradually, as per the child's maturity, we will keep increasing the texture. Now, regarding how we give to the baby is, see, we always practice and advocate that we should be giving responsive feeding. Now, responsive feeding is basically that the child is showing readiness to feed. Somewhere around in between two milk feeding times, the baby would not be too full and too hungry to have milk, so the baby can experiment with a solid meal. And you can hold on to the baby in your lap, and maybe a chair, whatever is convenient to the mother. And we can give support to the baby and actually start talking to the baby about food, allow the baby to hold on to certain toys or even the spoon, so that the child knows that there is something which is related to food. And we appropriately ask you offer the baby with a spoon. Remember, we will never use a bottle with a bigger hole to offer semi-solid diet. It is always offered with spoon. So we will allow the baby to sit with us and offer the baby food with a spoon, and give some time patiently to the baby to swallow that. Initially, when we offer the food, you might so feel that the food is not going in at all. It is just coming out. So this is a normal phenomena, because the tongue movements for a liquid is a little different, and for a solid, it is the baby is yet to learn. So initial few weeks, you may feel that the food is not going in at all; it is just falling out. But eventually, with time, the baby learns to take it in. So it may take a week for some babies; it may take 2 to 3 weeks for some babies. So be patient during this time and keep offering. The other thing is, when we offer semi-solid diet, the baby also needs water to metabolize that food. So keep offering water, drinking water at room temperature to the baby, again with a spoon, during the meal as well as all across the day, so that the water requirements of the baby are met. Remember, the baby is too small. We will never be able to know if the baby is thirsty or not. And as per the weather and wherever we are residing, you keep offering, allow the baby to decide how much to have as such. Now, we will initially, to begin with, we will start with the volume of food, might just be a few spoonfuls, 1 to maybe 4, 5 spoonfuls. With time and the growing age of the baby, this may become half a bowl by around 7, 8 months, and then almost a bowl to 2 bowls by around a year of age. So we will always offer the baby, and as and when the baby is kind of full, we will stop as per the baby signals us. Do not give a force feeding to the baby that we have made this, we will ensure that the baby has this. So we give, this is actually called responsive, wherein we allow the baby to decide how much to have in amount. Of course, we are going to give textures and everything else, but the amount is completely driven by the baby's desire to have food. All right. Now, coming to the fact that, how often to feed. To begin with, at 6 months, we will start with maybe 1 to 2 meals in a 24-hour span. When the baby is awake, when the baby is not too hungry and not too full. In between feeding time, meals, breastfeeding episodes, the baby can be tried with solid food. And gradually, as and when the baby is around 8 to 10 months of age, we can increase to 2 to 3 meals per day. By around a year, the baby can have 3 meals across the day, which is breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and can also have 1 to 2 snacks. That is overall what we expect a small baby to have. Now, remember, when we are offering these food, the environment of the baby is very important. Now, the caregiver or the parent can be with the baby. One person can, we allow the baby to engage in the fooding process rather than distracting the baby to maybe, let's say, a screen or TV screen, a mobile, or whatever. We should not allow that, because that takes the direct, the attention of the baby completely away from the food. We want the baby to focus on the food, maybe crush it, maybe smell it, maybe, kind of play with it. But that engagement is very crucial to accept the food. And it should be a joyful and a pleasant and a, it's a very, it should be a happy environment for the baby. It should not be a forceful feeding. It should not be a completely ignorant feeding. In the sense कि baby को पता होना चाहिए कि क्या खा रहे हैं, what is being offered. इतना receptive होना चाहिए कि spoon देके baby should get very happy that he's being offered a food. So a screen and all that will divert the baby's attention from the food to a different thing, and we do not want that. Eventually, after 12 months, we would really want the baby to move on to self-feeding also. So this initial few months is very crucial to actually engage the baby and have a very happy relationship with food. It should be a satisfying and a very happy and pleasurable experience for the baby. So always keep this in mind. Instinctively, if you feel that the baby is not liking something, try and modify that. Suppose the baby doesn't like the chair, you can get the baby on your lap. The baby doesn't like to sit on the lap, allow the baby to sit. By around 9-10 months, allow the baby to sit on a mat. Go as per your baby's cues. So it should be a absolutely peaceful and a very happy experience, right? Now, coming to the fact that, a lot of time we do get questions regarding, about packaged food. So and so company is producing or making ready to use, maybe dry food, or ready to use, it's a meal that you can just mix with water or milk, or ready to use purees. It could be vegetables or, non-veg purees as well. Remember, when we are talking of complementary feeding, we are only asking you to give from the family pot. There is absolutely no two ways about it. The World Health Organization and Indian Academy of Pediatrics has endorsed that we should not be allowing or agreeing to the fact that, do not even think of any advertisements with the emphasis on the, the magic food or a very complete meal. Always remember, by till 2 years of age, we really advocate that the baby should not be introduced to any packaged food or to fast food in whatsoever manner, whatever size, shape, color, and whatever the, the packaging insert says. It is completely avoidable. Do not give a packaged food at all. It is expensive and it is highly avoidable, and it is not needed at all. So, we will not be endorsing that at all. The other thing is that, remember, keep changing the variety of food that we are giving as per the seasons. So suppose we have a fresh fruits and vegetables. Do always have those things in the house which are locally available, which is available in your nearby market and in that particular season. And you keep changing on those. By ensuring that we change our content of the food, we are also ensuring that the variety of food that we are offering to the baby, the colors of the food articles that we are giving, these will ensure that the baby has a variety of micronutrients and vitamins and minerals as well. Remember, these micronutrients are the ones which are more when you have a larger and a variety of platter. Just even if the baby might be very happy with one or two foods that you're giving, but keep changing these. This, of course, one is the enhancement of the nutritional value. The second thing is the baby learns and adapts to a lot of new flavors which the family eats and is more accepting of those flavors. If we do not introduce these food articles now in the beginning, in between 6 to 12 months of age, it becomes very difficult to introduce and accept those flavors later on in life.
So whatever you want to introduce and want the baby to eat because the rest of the family is eating, this is the right time to start. You should introduce them right now during the complementary feeding time that we are starting with new foods. So these, in short, I hope this talk is helpful for all the mothers who are looking forward to start with solid foods and are looking up for some recipes or some diet plans. This would come in handy. That, remember, you do not need to do anything, do not read up books. What is available in the house and what you guys are eating as a family, you should just offer that to the baby, and that is all that is needed for the uh, nutritional requirement for the baby and for the balanced diet for the baby. Thank you so much.